So, hello everyone, I'm Shubham from EC. So, today I'm here with my new project, which the title of my project is Mobile Control Cleaning Robot. So, I'd like to give the overview of this project. So, it is a type of a robot that can be utilized for cleaning the floor. It is a wireless robot and it is controlled using a smartphone. We'll use a Bluetooth module that can be interfaced using a smartphone and through which we can run this robot. So, it's quite a basic robot. So, now I'd like to discuss the components required in making this robot. The components are Arduino Uno microcontroller and motor driver shield or motor driver IC L293D, two DC motors for the wheels of the robot, and two hobby gear motor that will work as a cleaning mechanism of the robot. We'll require a 9-volt power supply too. So these are the basic components required. So now I like to discuss the motivation of our project. So we all know that we that cleaning is one of the most important part and one of the most important thing that we all aspire to do, but we know that it's a hectic process and it requires a lot of human effort and time. So this is where we developed an idea, and we got an idea to make a robot that can clean up our flow and can make things easy for us. And so this is how we got our motivation of this project. So the processing of a robot will be quite easy and any normal person can operate it, and even older people may find it useful. We simply want to reduce the human effort and let technology play its role. So I'd like to discuss the basic objective of our product. Our robot will be quite efficient and cost friendly. We can upgrade our robot further for to against and make it resistant to collision. We can also use it for commercial basis, and our robot can work on any type of areas such as rough, damp, wet, slippery, etc. So now let's move to the circuit designing part. So for circuit designing, here we have an Arduino Uno microcontroller, two L293D ICs, because we know that one L293D IC can run only two motors. So we have used two L293D ICs, hobby gear motor, two hobby gear motors, two DC motors, and one power supply, and a slide switch which we have used simply to turn on and turn off the power. So it's basically a hardware based project, and it's if we would be doing it on a practical level, on a hardware in physical level, so then I would be using an L293D motor driver shield, because I'd like to show you how it is, what L293D is motor driver shield is. Let me show you. Here you can see this is basically an L293D motor driver shield. Here it works on H-bridge phenomenon. What it has a L293D IC, two L293D ICs, 1 and 2. So one L293D IC is capable to run two DC motors, and one L293D IC is capable to run two motors. So combinedly it can run four motors, and these pinouts are for DC motors, and these six pinouts are for servo motors, and this is basically the power supply. So it's quite easy, and it has it is widely acceptable, and it's good to use. But here, as we are doing a simulation based online simulation, so we have to use L293 IC separately. So we have used L293 ICs, and we have connected it to the Arduino Uno microcontroller, and then we have connected two hobby gear motors on single one IC and other two DC motors on one IC. Then we have connected a power supply too. So now if we move to the coding part, the coding part is quite simple. We have simply declared motor 1 constant in pin activate and activated pin number 3 and 4. Similarly, for motor 2, we have activated pin number 1 and 2 in certain manner. After that, in initializing the pin of the motor, we have used void setup, and similarly the code is quite basic. Now if we move to the simulation part, yes, so you can see the hobby gear motors are running. Both the motors are running with a good amount of RPM, and DC motor is running with 44 RPM. So that's how this is how the basic simulation of this project will work. So we, as you know, that this is basically a cleaning robot, and for it we really need a Bluetooth module, a smartphone, particular app to run this but as we are doing it on online basis, so we do not have those luxuries. So we have simply tried to design a robotic model. So that's how we have done. So this is only the robotic portion, and that's how it will work. So thank you.